aside the debate, what do you think about Brian Mwenda? And what do you think the judges should do? What is your opinion? What is your, the opinion?
What?
On Brian Mwenda.
Okay.
Do you think first he's a fake lawyer? He's a quack.
Brian Mwenda is a fake lawyer according to public perception. Again, that can be Mwenda because what Brian Mwenda has done is something that is against the penal code and all the laws that are established in Kenya. And I feel like he's someone who can, instead of being castigated or being painted as a fake lawyer or a quack, so to say, should be given a platform maybe to go back to law school if he's not. So that can only happen if the prosecution, that's the government, can prove that indeed Brian Mwenda is a fake lawyer. And that can only happen if we have strong auditing of maybe certificates, how he got into LSK, how he went into becoming an advocate and being admitted to the role without even anybody knowing that. So at the first place, who did that? If indeed it's true, who did that? That person must be found and be taken to legal actions according to Kenyan law.
Okay, so the other point umesema, how it is provided for in law is that one is to be assumed innocent until proven guilty. Yet umesema the people who have kind of like the jurisdiction, the power to prove that this person is kind of like guilty is the court. But then you've provided to us that this person is, using your words, guilty as per the penal code. So what do you mean by that? You're already kind of painting this person as guilty.
I'm not really contradicting myself. All I'm saying is this, that according to the public perception, he's guilty, right? Then lawyers have also, especially the prosecution side, they're trying to portray and paint the picture that he's guilty. But that can only happen after we have gotten the legal procedure, that's the litigation. So when we are in the courtroom and we have that court proceedings, that's when we can actually know and be able to say that he is a fake lawyer after the outcome of the court. I think that's what I'm saying.
What if this guy is found guilty? As a judge, how would you recommend that this guy is, if he was found to be guilty?
What I would do is that I would set up a special tribunal
for him, for this case. For him.
No, there are many other fake lawyers that have been announced.
Okay.
So it's not all about Brian Mwenda. There are many Brian Mwendas in this Nairobi city. So what I would do is set up a special tribunal to go and check into the matters of legal question and come up with good recommendations and ideas to ensure that they actually come up with good long-standing ideas that can be long-term, not short-term. The court proceeding will be short-term because actually, how many criminals have we prosecuted and still we have many crimes in this country? There's a lot, right? So a special tribunal that can help us to curb this kind of menace and this kind of actions and misbehavior in the legal profession. So it's very important to have that tribunal and to also consider the fact that there are many guys who are lawyers and are not advocates and these are the guys that are faking. Many of them are faking. So if they can be given a platform, maybe waiving the requirements for the advocacy training program, it will really be important and it will help them to actually become those advocates that they want.
So it is alleged that this person went through the court process na akafanya kushinda 26 cases. That is what is alleged before it is proven. We don't know for facts. So what do you think? Do you think that if this person, if Brian Mwenda is found to be guilty, that these matters that he who was said to have won should be kind of like started afresh? Would it be fair, as according to you?
First of all, Brian Mwenda has only won, I think, 2 cases.
I mean, there is you who is saying 2 cases, there is also other people who are saying 26.
But the public perception of 26 is wrong.
What makes you so sure?
It's very wrong. Because Brian Mwenda has been admitted into the role of advocates 2022.
First of all, he was not at all. He was fraudulently admitted.
Yeah, fraudulently admitted. 2022, not 2022. Okay. So we cannot say that like he is one Jesus now.
So he should not be forgiven. He should be prosecuted if he's found guilty. What do you think about
that?
He
should be prosecuted. After prosecution, the outcome should not be really jailing him because this man has got a lot of potential and skills. Jailing him is just trying to discourage a lot of people from achieving their dreams, although he used wrongful means. But if indeed he can be helped to ensure that he uses the right way, that would be better than even trying to jail him. The best way is to set up a special tribunal to address this.
There was somebody who talked about nobody is above the law. What is your take about that?
Yes, nobody is above the law, just as it is. Because who is above the law? Even the president is not above the law. But in Kenya or in many African countries, the president is above the law. I think you know that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll not argue with that.
Mostly in Africa.
I'll not argue with that. I'll not argue with that.
We shall be there no matter what.
I'll not argue with that, but then, yeah, like, what about, for example, there's this scenario, we were discussing about it around environmental law, and there was a case that was brought about, a picture was created around the doctor from Tanzania, Dr. Loliondo. You remember that guy, Loliondo? Ambaye like alikuwa anatibu watu ama he was said to have treated people using kind of like traditional herbs nini, but then some people kind of like in the process died. Yeah? So this guy was acting in such a manner because he wanted to maybe save lives. But then in the process, the people who kind of like took his medicine, some of them were healed, some of them died. And then there's the next scenario of there isn't one, Pastor Mackenzie. Some of the people know of him. I was just asking about Pastor Mackenzie, for instance.
Let me just make it a brief question because
Sawa. So Pastor Mackenzie anakuanga considered by people as a spiritual father. So the motive that he's most of the followers walikuwa nasema ni eti this person alikuwa na guide into faith. Most of the followers, except some of the other side ambao walikuwa nasema like, of course alikuwa na misleading kind of like things. He had an intention which was good for the people, that is taking people to Christ nini. So if we kind of like allow for Brian Mwenda not to be kind of like given a harsh kind of like maybe prosecution or something, maybe a judgment, a harsh judgment, don't you think we should also consider that when kind of like doing a judgment for Pastor Mackenzie? Because obviously, skiza, one thing, whenever people like considering the spiritual faith, there is the actual kind of like faiths ambazo zinaallow for fasting, which is a proper kind of like faith, fasting. But then there is also, which one ambao like inakunga considered as dry fasting, which of course is not healthy for the people. And people have choices, and choices obviously have consequences. Why don't you think that these scenarios are kind of like the same?
Okay. First of all, for Mackenzie, that's a very different case.
Why?
Because Mackenzie, what he has done is not under the principles of criminal law. No one can be charged on the laws that are not sort of in the statute. So Mackenzie in fact, he was set a special tribunal for that, to address that matter.
What do you mean by like there are scenarios where, as in there are no cases to there are no laws? What do you mean?
Remember, when you are charged with a charge that is not under the
what charge is not in the Kenyan law?
Okay. Mackenzie did not have the means to commit whatever he did. He convinced people. He did not force them, right? Or he did not harm them, or he did not kill them. People decided to go to his church and they decided to, to sell their properties and basically maybe do what? Sell their properties and join this church and fast.
Yeah.
So he convinced them through the preachings, but he did not force them. So he had no intention to commit that crime, right?
People died though.
People died, yes, but he had no intention to commit that crime. Sometimes the law allows people to kill people. Self-defense.
There's a right to life.
For example, today if I just come and I start beating you, then you retaliate. When you go to court, you can say I was defending myself. Micah was trying to beat me, and I was trying to defend myself. And under that, I injured you. That's it. So sometimes the law may allow, or you injured me or killed me because you are trying to defend yourself.
At some levels, you know, like you can also use the defense of self-defense, but then it can fail because there are limitations to the defense of self-defense. For example, if I was kind of like using my hands to kind of like beat you, and then you decided that I was beating you so much, and then you decided for self-defense, I'm going to use a gun on this person because I have a gun on me, on my body. Hata kama utasema like it was self-defense, do you think the court will consider that as self-defense? You used a gun on this person, na maybe ungetumia mkono, umtupe, and then you run away.
If that gun is licensed or not.
Come on, like you're running away from the question.
Is that gun that we're using licensed or unlicensed?
What if it is? What if it is licensed?
It's licensed or not? Number two, under which circumstance did you shoot me or did you shoot that person?
Self-defense. That is what you were saying.
Then if that gun is licensed and you shoot that person in your self-defense, then you can win that case.
No.
That's it.
Okay. You've heard the motions, Indio. What do you think about Brian Mwenda?
What do I think about?
Do you think?
First of all, he is a person who deserves
To be what?
cognized. Number two, he has to get what they think he hasn't, which is now education. However, they should not look at him as a person who is a criminal. They should rather look at him as a person who has the skills and abilities but lacks what society dictates him.
So, if you are told to act as a judge, like how are you going to deal with this matter? Like, are you going to sentence him? Are you going to allow him to serve a sentence, imprisonment, or maybe go with a fine? Or are you going to advocate that this person be allowed to maybe get a better education, probation, and that kind of like stuff? Oh my God!
I will advocate and give a judgment based on his. I will give a judgment to exonerate him. Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
To make him free and bring the notion that actually the person is just being wrongly perceived because the person has performed that way without the papers. What if he has? Meaning, is a person who, much as the law is against that, he has what it takes to do what needs to be done in the job market.
So, linking that scenario with one that we had a while back about Dr. Loliondo. You remember that doctor? Loliondo, the traditional doctor from Tanzania. He was said to be a medicine person, medicine man, and he was also said to be, there were some people who were calling him a witch doctor. They were alleging he was a witch doctor. So I'm trying to interlink both Dr. Loliondo and Brian Mwenda. Don't you think these people are almost doing kind of like the same thing? One, the Dr. Loliondo was trying to come up with a positive impact to the community by providing some sort of medicine to some people. Some of them were healed, some of them died because of the drug or maybe the medicine, and also some died also because they were trying to reach the doctor. Moving away from the actual medicine, actual medical practitioners. So are you saying that if Dr. Loliondo, for example, did not die, this person could not be, as in criminal actions, could not be taken into place? And also away from that, there is just a recent case about Pastor Mackenzie. Pastor Mackenzie had a good impact on the people by bringing people to maybe grow their spiritual faith. But then in the course of doing that, people died. A lot of people died. They kind of like did, it is called dry fasting. So are you saying that such people conducting kind of like those criminal acts, but then doing them in a way that it can sound to be of positive impact, because it is kind of like maybe of a positive impact, we should not prosecute them, and yet it is considered by criminal law as offensive? What do you think about all that, all those scenarios?
First of all, there's need. First of all, the law takes that. So, but it takes based on system of education, right? So, meaning we change the system of education where you start practicing what you want to be from a young age. For example, if I want to be a lawyer, I start from primary school or preparatory school. So I grew up with that mentality. So that now when you change the education system, you also change the law where it looks at you as a person who suits a job based on the skills, not just education, not just the papers. Okay, you get the papers thereafter, but now you'll be trained in a skilled way rather than the normal way of just having papers. Because you have seen the debate right now that even the buy papers, right? So the best way is to train them in the skills. Number two, about the case of Dr.
Loliondo, yeah.
Remember, many people die in hospital than
but then that doesn't kind of like yeah.
It's better to have this person, recognized again, or given an opportunity, right, to be there where he wishes to be, than to look at just them as they not qualify and sort of things. Because after all, people die in hospital. How many cases of negligence do we have in matters or matters involving Nairobi National Hospital or any other hospital in the world? There's so many cases. We find out that many hospitals are failing to rescue people who are almost dying.
But then, don't you? Are you trying to tell us that two wrongs make a right?
Maybe yes, but maybe not. Look.
What? Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe yes, but also maybe not. Mm-hmm. But I say maybe yes because. Okay, both make the wrong. Maybe right, maybe, but okay now. But
let me just kind of like ask maybe a simpler question. I know in the future you're going to be employed, and then afterwards maybe you find your ways into entrepreneurship and you become an employer. So are you telling me that you would prefer somebody who is not, maybe has the qualification, are you going to choose somebody who doesn't have the papers more than the person who has the papers? Are you telling me that? And why?
What I'm telling you is that I prefer somebody who may have the papers, yes, but has the skills you need. But also, that means I prefer even somebody who doesn't have the papers, but has the skills that it takes to do what it is.
Don't you think, okay, like why are you saying this?
I'm saying this because
Is it because you want to escape maybe the fact that the person with the skills, the papers, may ask for so much money in terms of salary than the person who is not having the papers? Are you trying to escape that? What I'm saying is, by employing somebody who is not kind of like skilled with the papers, that means that when it comes to paying them, you don't get to pay them more than the person who has the skills and the papers. So are you trying to maybe employ this person with only the skills to evade that?
Or the payroll. Okay, on the payroll, what I think is perhaps I would even pay better.
The person without the papers?
So
I feel like no, I feel like you are lying because one, I don't believe.
Let me tell you, I like skills. I like skills. Let me tell you the difference between somebody who seated at somebody like Mwenda and some common advocates is the skills of confidence that he had.
So, okay, like just to kind of like weight that question, ama kuongezea weight on that question, yeah? You're going to be in university and maybe you're going to pursue your master's. Yeah. There's somebody who will be maybe on the diploma, and you meet yourself at the workplace.
At the
workplace,
yes,
where you're getting to be employed. What do you think would happen? Would you feel comfortable if this person with a diploma was kind of like considered more than you who has a master's?
I would feel okay. Maybe the person has this.
You're not the one employing, but you're the one asking for the job.
Now, you see, let us click this. Has diploma, I have master's. Who I am? There's something about him. I have the papers. He has the skills. He's best suited for that. I accept. I walk out next job application.
Do you think that is...
to me it's okay because all we require, let me tell you, we are being lied. My friend, you're starting from primary school, university, PhD, you have no job, you're tamaking. Your PhD is all that you want, over 2, over 3, I don't know. But it's something. I've never even been in class, but they understand medicine better than you. They can practically perform surgery than you. That's what I shanga.
Okay. Let me then ask you a question.
You've been lied that only going to class will make you get jobs, but you need the skills. But the reason is to why people are poorly as an economy. No skills. All we have is too much knowledge. No practice with it.
Another question. You're patient. You know where this question is going, yeah? You are patient. You know where this question is going? Let me finish. You are patient. Whatever diagnosis that has been given is that, for example, you've had your foot has been your leg imedungwa na the mathenge plant. You know the mathenge plant with the poisonous kind of thorns and everything, yeah? And the diagnosis is that your foot, your leg has to be amputated. You have 2 persons. One with a PhD, one who has been qualified kabisa, and then there's this other person who is kind of like known to perform such surgeries. He has done 26 surgeries without kind of like the know-how, the medical kind of like something that can be evidence as this person has a knowledge. It's just something implied. Like, we will say alifanyaga this and surgery zake zimekuwa successful. Between these 2 persons, you're the patient, yeah? Would you feel more comfortable doing the operation on you, like on your leg, that amputation?
According to me, I'll go for somebody who has no PhD.
There's no PhD. You are lying. God.
Well, let me tell you.
You are lying. Do you even go to hospital?
Right?
Oh my God.
So let me tell you. the system we have right now is damn corrupt. That's not corrupt.
Wait.
It's corrupt.
Do you go to
System
hospital?
is corrupt.
Wait.
Because I have 10 PhDs, I have PhDs, but I have no skills.
Wait.
I cannot speak in front of people.
Oh my God.
I cannot give a speech and I have 10 PhDs.
Let me ask you a question. Do you go to the normal hospitals that we go to, or do you use herbal medicine? Do you go to the normal hospitals that we go, take the normal drugs that we take, or maybe do you go to...
At home, I go pick something called what? Begu rice. Then I apply there.
Begu at what?
Begu rice.
Oh my God.
Within 5 minutes, my wound would have healed. So that means.
But then seriously, just be serious. For what?
Even means I qualify to be a doctor. Then somebody is already there. Because when I apply to even a sharp one.
I just want you to be honest with me, yeah? That question ambayo like nimeuliza, you're going for a surgery, like your leg has to be amputated for the cancerous ama the poison not to spread all over your body. You have this person who is known by the villagers ama your residents ambao like mnaishi pamoja, your neighbors, conduct surgeries in his own means. He has been acting like Mogo, the Dr. Mogo. He has done 26 successful surgeries. And then there is this person, Dr. Gikonyo, ambaye like he is qualified na nini, PhD, masters. He has done so many surgeries in his past life. He has the skills, he has the education, he has even the recommendations na vitu ka hizo. Are you trying to tell me like you would go to Dr. Mugo over Dr. Gikonyo?
Nice, like that.
You're lying, bwana.
On my side.
Aye.
For so long time, you're being lying. You don't know that, you know that. You're being lying.
Are you talking about the Matrix here? Like the Matrix?
Make you look.
The Matrix.
Yeah. Then forget about the truth. That is it.
So, tumeenda mbali sana na brand Mwenda. So you think, even after brand, do you think that he is a quack? By the definition of a quack.
Okay. To me, a quack is somebody who
incompetent.
Doesn't, according to
he doesn't?
I've listened to. I have so many lawyers who say a quack is somebody who like doesn't know anything, doesn't know
Okay.
According to me, what defines them when push aside the quack thing is an astute and sanguine leader, lawyer, politician, all this. You've seen he's going to vie for a seat in Mayor, I think, an MP seat. This guy is a speech he gave when presenting in a court. I thought, come on, this is even better than some lawyers.
Okay, yeah, I do agree. By the way, I do agree 100%.
The reasons why cases are won is because of the person who writes submissions. That person does not need PhD to write that submission. Well, but the way the person writes and presents it, and now how the person will speak in court and submit that using the law and facts and evidence will make the side whether the prosecution, I'm talking about the criminal case or the defense side win. So what it means is this. It's just this that matter. Not the papers when they have PhDs, 10 PhDs. That's why you really see Mr. Mumbai because he has the skill to speak. He speaks everywhere. He can speak in the court, but he speaks in all parts of Africa. He speaks outside Africa. Why? He's an advocate of the High Court of Tanzania, Kenya, Rumba.
Oh, yeah.
All those. He has all the pitches, but he understands one. There's no way he can go without the skills to communication. There's no way he can go without communication. Especially in law. You'll go in court, you speak. If you're an advocate.
So that means whether or not you have to impeach this and you're going to your court, and it's somebody who has just qualified as advocate, isn't that case?
So let me ask you something. Around